Hello everyone, welcome back to another Diecast review. We are throwing it back 8 years. Now I say 8 because 2021 just started. So I'm just going to count it as 2020. So 8 years ago, this was a thing. This paint scheme became a reality and it was on track for a Bristol race. And it was involved in a crash. And the reason why I got this diecast and the Tony Stewart diecast to go along with it, of course, was because I was at that race. Not because it was something just like historic, but I was actually there in person to see the Bristol night race, you know, where Stewart threw the helmet at Kenseth and stuff like that. So that's the reason why I'm making this, and then I'm making the Hamlin one to go with it, just as a set, just kind of as a little personal memory for my collection. But I think I ended up winning this on eBay, luckily. So I think this diecast is rare. I don't really know for sure, but if it is rare, I do apologize for what I'm about to do to it, because it's not going to be very pretty, because again, it was involved in a crash with good old Smoke himself. So, we got this diecast here today. Now, it's been a while since Matt Kenseth has been in the 17. He's been in a bunch of numbers, especially recently. He took over the 42. He was in for the 6 for a while. He was in the 20 there for a bit, and stuff like that. Matt Kenseth, or basically the driver who apparently never has an ending career because he keeps coming back for something happens or he just wants to race again. But yeah, throwing it back all the way to 2012. That's wild to think about. Now, this is definitely going to be a pretty big throwback because I haven't reviewed a diecast like this in a very long time. But enough about the diecast. Let's take a look at this box. This has a I wouldn't say special box, but it is kind of color-coded to the diecast. This is really cool. We don't really get a lot of those anymore. We kind of get like a one-off thing. This wasn't I don't think this was a 2012 thing, because I'm looking at the Hamlin and the Stewart, and they don't have, like, you know, custom colored boxes. So I think this is just for the 25 winning years. I think that's the only reason why they kind of put this on this box. But anyway, let's actually take a look at the diecast. So here's the diecast out of the box, and oh my goodness, this feels so weird. I don't know how I feel about this. It's so odd. I don't know why. It's just, like, look at the... Well, hold on. As I was saying, I don't even know what I was saying. Oh yeah, look at the Ford Fusion logo. Like, look how the front end looks, how the Ford looks, how blurry and pixelated it is. That is just so old, and it's crazy. Wow, that's something else. That's yeah, that's crazy to think about. To go from this to what we have today is just absolutely insane. From 2012, just in the span of 8 years, we've had so many changes, and it's just, I don't know, it's really mind-blowing to me. But anyway, let's go ahead and take a look at the diecast, shall we? We got the Valvoline right there on the hood. A little pixelated, but not terrible. You got the weird freaking headlights there. Got the Ford in the middle there. And you got Fusion 17 right there. Of course, got a little green stripe down at the bottom with the grill. And you got the green splitter with the paint chip on it. I'm not going to blame that on the company, of course. I'm not going to do that. This is a 2012 diecast. This thing has probably been thrown around a little bit. So I'm not going to put that on any blame but the previous owners. So I got the 17 there. And look at this. This is something we don't have today. They stretched the number completely out to the edges of the roof. Now we have a little slot back here to where we can add some type of sponsor or whatever. Now, like back then in 2012, these were some small roofs. They didn't really have that. And then nothing on the deck lid, which is something we are also seeing today, which normally we wouldn't see today, but they kind of brought that back for whatever reason. Got a black spoiler, really, really nice. Look at the spoiler, dude. It's just a block. That looks really weird, but I like that. Got Valvoline NextGen Ford 17, got the taillights there. pretty lacking detail on the taillights, I'll say that. That's really weird. Got NextGen Valvoline. Let's see, you got Mac Tools. Let's see. Sherwin-Williams Champion. I don't know what that one is right there. So you got Valvoline and I don't know what that one is either. But you got Valvoline there, really scuffed, might I add. Matt Kenseth, we got a little decal crinkle there. I will blame that on the company. And you got 17 here. That's really pixelated. Of course, this is 2012. You know, can't really expect much. NASCAR Race Car, USG, Autometer, Sprint Cup Series, DirecTV, Mechanics Wear, Holly, EFI, 3M, Jegs, and Goodyear right there. Gatorback, looks like something Gatorback belts, maybe? I could be wrong. Moog, Mel, Comp, Edelbrock, and Sunoco. Very terrible looking Sunoco logo right there. But man, look at this. Just look how old this is. Let me get it 2020. Now, this is the 2020 Ford Mustang compared to 2012 Ford Fusion. Look at the difference. Like, everything's just built different. It's weird. I don't know, it's just we came such a long way since the 2012 era, and it's just, I don't know, it's crazy. Because you see, okay, personally, the COT and, like the 2012 and stuff like that, 2011, that's more my racing style. Just because, they had the pack racing. You had people working with each other. It wasn't about who was necessarily the fastest. It was about the teamwork, who was really fast, and, of course, it was the teammates as well. That played a huge factor in the diecast, or not diecast racing, but the actual racing era. That was what I missed. I missed the tandems. I missed, all the crazy side-by-side racing, like the Jimmy Johnson finish back in 2013, I think it was. I don't know, but at Daytona, where he had that close finish with, I think it was Junior and some other person, it was crazy. I mean, it was absolutely wild. Back in the day, this type of racing was what we needed and wanted. Nowadays, it's weird. It's about just the package. It's about what they can put on the car for it to go faster or be safer and stuff like that. But they're not really focusing on how the passing is, how the packages are in terms of being useful and effective for passing or for just, locking up with somebody to, work with them throughout the race. But I mean, hey, we don't really have that today. And another thing I want to point out, I love this, kind of, let's see, it's like a light green and a dark green, but it's split off with, I don't know, that probably wouldn't be the primary color, but it's the front color, or the start color, and then it kind of breaks it up right here in the back behind the 17. That actually looks really, really good. We don't see a lot of creative stuff like that anymore. You just kind of see some, I don't know, some weird designs, and it kind of matches with the scheme, but you don't see anything that kind of sections off other pieces in order to make it look, like an actual, thought-out paint scheme. But either way, it looks really good, and the Valvoline sponsor had been around for a very, very long time. So yeah, it's awesome to see that they were still with Alex Bowman until 2021, and then, until 2021. And then, of course, you got Larson coming in here. I don't know if Valvoline is going to pick him up or not. I would assume so, maybe. But I know Lumar kind of went with Elliott. I forgot his name for whatever reason. Wait, did Valvoline go to 2020? I don't think Valvoline went to 2020. I could be very wrong on that. I know they was with Bowman, right? They was with somebody. Who was they with? Was it Bowman? I don't remember. Honestly, I'm very tired right now. I was about to crash, but I'm like, no, I said earlier in the other review that I was going to do a Matt Kenseth review, so I better do that. So my brain is pretty fried right now, I'm not even going to lie. I stayed up all night, and it's almost 6, 7 p.m., and I still haven't slept. So, yeah, please cut me a little bit of slack. I can't really think straight right now. But, I mean, yeah, either way, Valvoline's been in the game for a while, at least as far as I can remember. So, yeah, if I'm wrong on that, please, brutally correct me in the comments, because I should know that, but I wouldn't have. But anyway, with that being said, I do believe that's going to be all for this Diecast review. So, thank you all so much for watching. I'm going to go to sleep, and I'll see you in the next video.